This is my Amiga 600 Pi that I've just finished doing. I bought this case some years ago, really, but thinking about doing this sort of thing, but as the Amigas have gone up in price, really, but certainly for something that's functional and can sort of do modern day sort of stuff. The keyboard was very yellow. It has been retro brighted on the pan system, which made it far less yellow than it was, but still there was a tinge there. That's coming on. That's PiAmiga starting up. One issue, it's got a Pi4 inside it, is the Pi4 doesn't seem to recognise the Amiga 600 keyboard interface if you start up without disabling it, then re-enabling it sort of on boot. So there's a little switch at the back. So now it works fine. You turn it on and off. It's got another some chap makes a USB adapter at the front here that fits in nicely. It's set to this port here. So technically we could use 2 ports, using a standard sort of Atari type joystick. This was obviously hollow there, so I 3D printed a sort of space and a button for it, and you can stuff in I say it's loose, but stuff in a floppy drive so it looks like it's using it. On the other side, on the PCMI slot, I got a USB 3 hub, and cut the front of it off so it sits as close as possible to the entrance to the PCMA, and that seems to work. You can plug things in there, and you've got 3 ports for USB 3, and USB sticks or whatever they plug in there. That's quite tidy use of that space. On the back, it's got a SD card extension, so you can just unclick that and change it to whatever one it says. It's got PiAmiga 3 on it at the moment. This has all been 3D printed, all these bits in there, plus sort of mounts inside have been as well that I've made up myself. So that one there's a USB one, and I've got it's using the USB mouse from the Amiga, is it, or the little Amiga? That works fine with it. This is the switch here that you put up, so it's off when you plug the machine in here. The USB 3 power in, and after a sort of few seconds you switch it on down there, and the light comes on the keyboard there, and it's fine. It recognises it. There's some problem with the Pi4 which is beyond me. This is the HDMI socket. Got to make sure that's plugged in on startup and the monitor's going, otherwise the Pi4 similarly won't necessarily recognise that it's connected to HDMI. It's another USB socket, and then video out and left and right stereo out. These aren't enabled at the moment. You'd have to configure that in there. They are connected, but they're not enabled in the config.txt or whatever in there. You need to do that. And also there's a breakout cable going to the Ethernet socket, which would normally be the power socket. So it looks quite tidy at the back, really. I would say if a remade Amiga, this is how it should be. This is how they should make one. As I said, it's got this mouse here. It's got PiAmiga 3. Maybe this is a bit overdoing it. It's got every possible thing really added to this setup. I don't find the dock particularly useful, but it's there. We can remove anything or put any other OS on there. Put Linux on it. Really, it's a 4 MB Pi4 on it, so it's quite powerful. And you can look at all the graphics programs and like graphics or games. Is that going to come up? Yes, it is. And it does play them pretty well. I thought it was Duke Nukem. Try that one. The only game that it struggles with is Quake. Quake at high resolution. That's the only time you'll notice it starting to lose frames. Everything else it can crack on through without a problem. Let's start it up. Come on. New game.
Let's rock. Dang, those alien bastards are gonna pay for shooting up my ride.
Can't really control it with it's very smooth. Works fine, really. Exit out of that. It says yes, because I've got the space bar, for example. But top selection of other games, really. It's about as you could get the Wi-Fi working on it as well, and then you could all the net connect it directly to the network, and you could have Chrome working on it quite well. There we are. That's my PiAmiga, probably the best Amiga you can buy.